Today, I'm gonna feature this beautiful home right in back of me, but first and foremost, I wanna talk about the location. The home is actually located in Augusta Canyon, which is a guard-gated community located here in the southwest of the Las Vegas Valley. We are just west of the 15 and minutes from Harry Reid International. You have shopping galore just within footsteps, like I'm talking about 5 minutes or less. Now, this guard-gated community also has a golf course as well. You do have a fitness center, a full clubhouse. Now, the home behind me was actually constructed in 2023. Now, the home is 5,750 square feet that has 4 bedrooms, an office, and a total of 5 bathrooms. Each bedroom has its own suite. Now, this home was actually made to relax and also entertain at the same time. So I cannot wait to show you guys this property. So let's go take a look. Today I want to introduce you to Alan. He's actually the builder of this project here. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you very much for allowing us to tour this property, okay? First thing I've noticed here is everything is completely open, and I've noticed that this home is really designed for somebody to come home, relax, and also entertain at the same time.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we try to make it really cozy, neutral colors, neutral tones, try to make it more of like a family kind of style home. I mean, that's kind of what this neighborhood is about, right? So, as you can see here, we did like the marble countertops. These are, you don't have to worry because actually we put a layer of tough skin on here. Okay. So it can hold up to 400 degrees. It will never stain. You could put lemon on here or turmeric, whatever you're cooking. You're not gonna have any kind of issues with this. You just can't cut on it. Okay. Right?
So the tough skin is basically a clear plastic that goes over this? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's almost like think of it like a car wrap. Okay. Right? So they come out here, they wrap it up, they seal it good and seal it tight, and then you know, it's got warranties on it and everything, so you should be good to go.
Now, one thing I noticed about this island, obviously we did a waterfall here, 2-inch front edge here, front face, and you didn't really book match this thing. It looks like you kind of just cut right through it, which is kind of a cool design. What is this called? It's almost like it's bezeled.
I mean, I'm glad you caught that. Most people won't, but I mean, we try to go with the theme of the home. As you can see, all the baseboards, they're all flush, right? And they got that kind of reveal that goes all the way around detail. And instead of just doing your normal waterfall that you see a lot, we kind of want to add like a little bit of a touch, a different detail, you know? Okay.
Yeah. So this is just not one slab. It looks like it has been book matched down the center of the sink here.
Correct.
How long is this island?
This is a 12-foot island.
12-foot island, wow.
Yeah. I mean, currently got 4 seats, but I'm sure you could fit 1 or 2 more on there. You know?
Okay. Now, one thing that you mentioned was actually the baseboards, and I think a lot of people don't understand this. First and foremost is this is probably a level 5 finishing, straight edge cornering. Correct. And also the baseboards. So just the time of work just to do this, can you kind of explain the process on this? Because this is not easy.
So what you normally want to do is before the drywall goes up, you're going to have somebody come out, laser the entire baseboard, put blocks for the drywall guys, because the drywall guys are, you know, they want to get in and out. They're fast. They're slamming walls. They're doing their thing, right? So they're not going to sit here and level that for you. All that stuff has to be prepped and ready for them to come in, throw a sheet, nail it, screw it, and then keep moving on. And once they're done, we come out, we pull the blocks out, throw another laser on there again, add this metal reveal on there, screw that in, and then the millwork guy comes in and installs the base again.
Seems like the process is very time consuming.
It's very time consuming. It's a lot more labor intense, and it's obviously a lot more money. So.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about the kitchen here. Let's talk about the kitchen cabinets, the brand. Obviously, these are soft closing cabinets. You got some pot drawers too as well.
Sure.
I've noticed that the appliances that we have is the Miele appliances, correct?
Correct, yeah. We went with Miele for everything. You got the double oven down here, steam oven. You also got this speed oven, right? So it's a microwave and cook a raw chicken for you in like 10, 12 minutes. And then you got the Miele coffee maker built
now,
in
for
as well.
some of you guys are not aware of this, right? But this company actually has been around since 1899, and it's a company out of Germany. It was actually 2 families that created this company. And these appliances, believe it or not, they're not as cheap. And also they make, fun fact, is what do you call a vacuum cleaners as well.
Oh, really?
Which
I
didn't notice that. Yeah. So I actually Googled that and I was like, wow, they actually make custom vacuum cleaners. So
sure, yeah.
But also I noticed on the listing that there was no refrigerator. Where's your refrigerator at?
So the refrigerators are here. So you got the fridge and you got the freezer, which is nice because it's nice and concealed. A lot of stuff in there, and then also we also have. I know you see this a lot nowadays.
Yes.
Everybody's doing the hidden pantry, which is a nice little touch. And so they put another set of fridge and freezer and additional storage.
So what inspired you to do this? Is this because the consumers, this is what they want now? This is the style and the trend?
Correct. So they're looking for more storage, more. A lot of people nowadays shop at Costco. They buy a bulk meat or what have you. They won't have to go run in the garage and pick up get the fridge. You know how back in the day you used to do it. So with a house like this, you want to make it so that everybody has comfort.
I feel like this home doesn't really have too much things to it. It's all hidden. It's very streamlined. Everything's just very clean.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of buyers are going that direction nowadays.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, that's kind of the theme of where things are going and where the market's going and what people are liking and adjusting to. Looking at different inspiration picks that they come to you with all kind of designs, and the simple I think is kind of what the trend is going now. So.
Okay, so I've noticed. Let's talk about the ceiling. How high are these ceilings? And it looks like we have some LED puck lights here.
Yeah, so we did a 12-foot ceiling here. We did some recessed LED lighting to kind of hone down on the dining table area there. And we have 16-foot ceilings over here in the living room space. And it just gives you a nice open feel, right?
Okay. Walk me to your dining. So it looks like we do have a formal dining room, but it's still open as well, which is really nice. And I want to talk about these windows here. Are these Awake? What brand is this?
So these are Andersen windows.
Oh, Andersen windows, really?
Yeah, these are Andersen windows. I believe this particular type or brand, not a brand, but I guess it's spec. I don't know. It used to be part of Heritage.
Okay.
So Andersen bought Heritage a few years back.
Okay.
And they put it in their line, so now it's Andersen. So.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, they do a lot of most of the McDonald Highlands home you see is Andersen.
Really, I never thought they would do these. Because typically Andersen is, they're a great company and I do like them, but I've never seen these type of windows. So interesting. Yeah. And these are actually from floor to ceiling, which is very nice. Correct. But these are actually hard to install versus framing it up than actually installing it, because this is literally on the foundation, correct?
Correct. It is on the foundation, but they make sure they seal everything out so that you don't have bugs and you don't get water coming in, because that could be a factor when you start doing floor to ceiling. Yeah. Floor to ceiling glass, but it gives you a nice feel here. If you're sitting here having breakfast, you got this nice open view to the backyard. You got your pool. So yeah, it's a great little cozy spot.
So we have a door that takes us out to the back, so we won't go out there just yet.
Okay.
But can we talk about this living room here? You said the ceilings were 24 feet?
No, this is 16.
16 feet?
16 feet in
16
here.
Feet.
12 feet on the dining side and the kitchen side.
And I love how you actually did these strips here with the lights. It really kind of gives you that warm type of feeling. Yeah, we kind of want to add like a little bit of a little bit of a modern touch to it. We didn't go all the way around. We kind of just left it kind of like as part of the design. Cool little touch. You could turn the lights off, leave it dim, set the mood. Let's talk about these slides. These are not pocket doors, correct? No, they are not pocket doors, but they're multi-slide and they stack. So, do they slide on both sides or just one direction? No, they'll go one direction. So they go from right to left. So it looks like we have the header right above, and you did the storefront, which is an extra cost, and I think that was a really good idea to bring in a lot of light, because I see a lot of guys that are speccing out their homes. Sometimes they won't even put that out because of the cost. Correct. Yeah. I mean, obviously it's additional glass, additional glazing, so it does drive up the price. But we felt like this was something that it needed to get some more natural light and take advantage of the ceiling height. Now, also with the main living area here, we got 4 speakers. Are these surround sounds or just distribute sounds throughout? So with this system here, we went with the Sonos. Okay. So it's really user friendly. We got a 5.1 here, so you got your sub, and then you have your arc, and then the surround up above. So, but you could also change that out to make it,
regular music, not playing here, just playing from above. They also got additional speakers in the game room and in the master as well. We'll get to that when we get there.
Okay, nice.
So.
Let's talk about the cladding here on the stone here, because it looks like you did some marble. We have a true fireplace. This is a gas fireplace, it looks like.
Yes.
Are we missing any type of rocks, or is this how it actually comes?
Yeah, no, this is the way it comes. It is missing the glass. We haven't been able to get that in yet, but it's a simple deal. Just pull the glass out, comes right out, and furnish it, right? So.
Okay. And we got some beautiful cladding. What type of stone is this?
So this is limestone.
Okay.
We did a limestone clad, natural stone, comes out of Texas. And we got the marble base to kind of tie the house in with the actual kitchen and the wine display there, and kind of keep things together.
Now, another thing that's very fascinating is Alan is a contractor and also the designer of this home as well. And that's actually a key component when you're customizing your home. You actually need a good contractor and you also need a good designer. So it's basically 2 in 1.
And you need a good broker.
That's true. Which is kind of fascinating because he does it both. And if you take a look at it, everything just pretty much all blends together.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I appreciate it. Yeah, those are really, really good points. I mean, getting a good contractor is really important. Getting a good designer is really important. I'm lucky enough to do it all myself, which is great for me. I get to save $1, but yeah, it's a lot more work. It's a lot more. There's a lot more loads. A lot of stuff that you got to do. So I mean.
So what's down this way here?
Coming down this hallway, this will lead you into the primary, and then you have an additional bedroom on this side, almost like a junior suite. And then down this way is the 2-car garage. Mm-hmm. So you have 2 cars on this side, 2 cars on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just take a quick walk down here real quick and let's just see what's going on. You want to start off with the garage?
Yeah.
Because I want to see exactly what you put inside the garage. If we did tankless water heater and how many tankless water heaters that we actually have. First thing I've noticed is that you have a Tesla hookup, 220, which is a plus. Now, you actually did the finishings inside the garage as well.
Yeah, so we went ahead and epoxied the flooring. The garage is also level 5. We installed some additional cabinetry for storage.
Okay.
And then we also added this kind of little touch here that is where you get some more natural light, almost like a skylight coming up above on top of the garage, because obviously there's no glass in the garage, but it gives you natural sunlight, which is nice.
I actually like that. Perfect. All right, show me what else you got.
Okay, so all the other stuff is in all the water heater.
Is in the other garage?
It's in the other on the other garage in the storage. So if you head down this way, this is actually a small gym. Or it could be a kids' playroom, you know, just big enough to throw a treadmill, maybe a bike, some weights if you wanted to, throw a TV, and then you have a little bit of a mirror on this side, so it kind of
when you built this out, this was really made for a gym? Is that what it was, or it was just kind of like an extra room? It
was more of an afterthought. Additionally, this was actually part of the garage.
Oh, really?
So this was a garage storage at one point, but then we decided to revise it because the owners wanted an area to do their exercise stuff. So we decided to just take some out of there, make a little small area, just enough to get you what you want. You know?
Okay, perfect. All right, show me what else you have.
Sure. Heading down this hallway, you're gonna have the powder room.
Okay.
So the powder room here is also marble. We also got every toilet is a bidet smart toilet, which is nice and convenient.
Wow, I actually like how you did this little landing here. This is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That was actually wasn't part of the original design, but
really?
when you get on the field, you start seeing what you thought would look good, and then you're like, you know what? I think we need to add something to this. So we decided to add a little edge and an LED below just to give it some more.
Yeah, because if you had this 8-inch backsplash and you just tiled this right up, it doesn't really blend. But with this 2-inch, 3-inch landing right here and the LED strip, this thing actually pops. I like that. This is a good idea. And I love the fact that we have a lot of this counter space right here as well. Again, floating vanity. And we have this custom toilet here. This is a bidet, right?
Correct.
What is it?
Yeah, it's a bidet, smart toilet. This would be obviously the office. So it's a nice little touch. It's close to the front door. If you need to set up a meeting, or you know, they could come right in, or they could come off the slide door, which gives you access to the courtyard, which is kind of nice. So.
I noticed by going from one room to another, you have a 1-in-1, and some of these you actually have 2-in-1. What that is a coax cable and the Cat 6, which is power over Ethernet. I've noticed you kind of have that all over the place, which is, I think, is a pretty good spec to do that.
Yeah, it's always smart to run more.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things on the field, what happens is the drywall guy puts a screw through the wire. Something happens, you know, it's doing construction, and they don't come and tell you, hey, we actually put a hole through one of your wires, or they didn't know they did it. So it's always good to run at least 3, like you said, 3 Cat 6s. You always have one spare in case one's bad. So
now there's another thing I want to point out is your outlets. You're running them linear. Typically they're 12 inches from the floor, but you literally have them on the baseboards? Is that what it is?
Yeah, so we actually ended up putting them right in the baseboard. It's a nice little touch, makes it clean. You don't see a lot of outlets on the walls, and it, you know, it kind of just makes it look more modern and simple.
Yeah, it gives that custom look. You can just tell the attention to detail. Okay. What do we have on the tile here? Are these porcelain tiles?
So these are porcelain tiles, 4x2. I believe these came out of Spain.
Okay.
So.
And these are actually some straight edge cornerings on here, and I can already tell you how smooth it is. So that means whoever did the tile work on here, they floated it correctly, because you can literally take your shoe and rub it, and it just doesn't like catch. It's completely smooth.
Yeah. We're lucky enough to have a really good installer. So I mean, it's not easy. I tried doing it on my own, and it was a disaster. So make sure you have a good tile setter. That's very key.
Okay.
So.
Let's talk about the primary. Can you show me the primary?
Sure. Primary is going to run right down this hallway.
So these are just regular 2 rooms, right?
Yeah.
This one right here?
This is just
anything special?
No, I mean, not really. They're just.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that one is the junior suite, so it's a little bit larger, but.
Oh, stop right there. Let's talk about this. Attention to detail. People need to know this. We have a tile that transitions into, is this wood?
Yes, this is engineered hardwood.
Okay, talking about the engineering hardwood, depending on the gauge and how thick it is, from the tile, we have a 0 threshold with a silver schluter that goes right across. Again, typically what happens is they're at different levels. Sometimes you have that drop, and then now you have to put that transition.
Correct.
And I think that's important that we have to point that out. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you have to ramp it up, put a little bit of concrete, make sure it's nice and level. So.
Okay, so what's going on in here?
So this would be the primary. You got a natural gas fireplace cladded with marble. You got a little touch there with a bronze mirror onto the left. You got your slide door that gives you access to the backyard, which is nice. Leads you right up to the spa, which is nice and close.
Beautiful. Also, another thing that we didn't mention here is that the supply line for the AC unit, right? They're all linear grills, which is really nice. And it looks like they're painted in the inside black. It really pops. And they're all straight. It's very hard to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of thought that goes into that. Depending on which way your trusses are being laid and how much actually room you got, sometimes you have to make some modifications to make sure that fits, you know, so.
And another thing that people are not aware of when it comes to the supply line for the AC unit, I've noticed is that you can put that here and run the truss, but if it's not supplying enough airflow here, it could be hotter here versus a different room.
Correct.
So you may have to add another can or another linear can there, so that way you can get that equal amount of supply, right?
Sure, yeah. Or add a return.
Oh, there you go.
You know, so.
Same thing here, 0 threshold again. Then we're coming into this beautiful bathroom. First thing I've noticed right here, this is like out of a magazine.
Wow.
Like this is a piece of art right here.
Yeah, I appreciate
Love this.
that. We did a lot of work on this to make sure that it's not only functional, but also looks great. So, I mean, you got your nice soaking tub here. You have the jets coming out. This is actually a Kohler. I'd like to turn it on if you want to see it. I don't want to make a mess.
Oh, yes. Also, one thing I've noticed is that with the switches and the knobs and stuff, you actually put it inside the soap box versus having it out.
Yeah.
Why'd you end up doing that, or where'd you get that from?
So what we wanted to do is kind of match the theme with the actual sink. So if you take a look around, look at the sink, it kind of has that similar 2-box tier, but this would be on the face instead of in the sink. So that's kind of why we did that. And also, another reason is those take up space as well.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of make sure that you have the depth in the wall to make sure that that's going to be able to house that unit.
All right, can we turn this thing on? Let's see what it looks like. Also, you can get into both ways, which is kind of cool. 0 threshold again as well.
Correct. And I don't want to wet myself, but.
Wow.
So those are your.
Interesting.
Those are your jets.
Have you used that before?
No, I have not. No.
Oh, you have not? It's like a car wash.
Yeah.
Okay. So another thing I've noticed is that we have this gooseneck here. During construction, obviously, you have to already forecast and kind of have the vision of what you're going to do. And basically, you're going to have to run the plumbing through the concrete, right?
That's correct. So the plumber usually comes in and gives us like what's called a tap out box. So
Yeah.
the box is usually about 12 by 12 square that they don't pour concrete in after they have actually piped everything. That gives you 12 inches more or less to kind of make sure you get it exactly where you want it to sit. So.
Okay. Also, we got cladding with marble again, marble throughout. And I've noticed we have 2 separate toilets, which is a plus. And I feel for a home at this size, over 5,000 square feet, some of these homes only have 1 toilet, which kind of drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I feel like you need 2 at least.
You do need 2 for sure. I mean, it's going to help save your marriage, right?
So I love the way that this is designed. It kind of flows in. We have a his and hers custom closet. Who did the closet here?
So all the cabinetry was done by Third Coast. It's a company locally here in town.
Okay.
They did a really, really good job. So we're really happy with what they did. We kind of sat hand in hand and kind of went over designs and went back and forth on what would be possible, what's not, and kind of came up with this idea.
One thing I've noticed that they did a lot of upgrades to is just the LED lights and also the skin in the back too as well. A lot of times builders or developers they'll cut costs just by not adding that additional skin in the back. So this really gives a complete custom look.
Correct.
Okay.
And exactly. You also got some more storage up above, so we didn't want to go all the way, but and you got this nice window up here to give you some sunlight, which is also shaded as well. So.
Okay. Cool.
Nice.
All right. Show me what else you got. All right. I think this is important right here.
Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about this room. So this is the junior suite, correct?
Correct.
Now, this is just not your standard junior suite because this is a pretty large junior suite. This is probably, what, 18 by 15?
Yes, I believe it's 17 by 15. Yeah, so you're really close. You're close
now,
to
also, we have a double stack slide too as well. This is 9 foot, and it actually takes us out to the front of the house. What was the concept behind this?
This was kind of like, we try to, every single room here has its own shower, own bath, own closet, and own dedicated walkout space. So we like to make sure that whoever's staying in this house, gets a lot of sunlight and is able to maybe set up a little patio seat out here and have a little cup of coffee or just enjoy the day.
Okay. Well, I can tell you that this is a pretty large bedroom, and the bathroom. I got to see the bathroom. I'm sure the bathroom is nice.
Let's check it out.
I got to see the bathroom.
Sure.
Well, this is a 3/4 bath, which is a pretty decent size here. Again, you have 0 threshold into the shower, and we have nothing but cladding, which is really nice. Matter of fact, it just feels like a spa.
It does, yeah. We kind of went for that kind of spa vibe, which is really in right now as well. We also added the glass up above, which gives you some nice natural light as well.
Then we also have an option for a window shade to come up and down too as well, which is really nice.
Everything is in.
Look at that. If you just want it like, nice and dark, the mood, throw some candles, something, I don't know.
There you go. Okay, so we opted to put a iPad, which is kind of neat because you can just pull it off the wall, and then you can just kind of take it around and do what you want to do. But yeah, this iPad here will basically control your shades, control your lights, control your surround sound. It's really nice because what we did is we used everything Lutron, so that is actually integrated with Apple HomeKit. So anybody that has an iPhone, they've already got the app downloaded on their phone. All they got to do is transfer the service, and then they'll be able to access the entire home, which is
so. For an example, if you want to go to the living room, the kitchen, or the master, you can play certain type of music in there. You can control the volume.
Correct.
Or if you're already driving home and you want to kick on your AC unit and have the lights turned on before you get home, you can already preset all that. Correct?
That's true. I mean, it's got geofencing too, so it actually will notice you when you're coming home, and it'll automatically turn the lights on for you.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. So. These smart homes are getting too smart.
Yeah. And then on this side here, we have the wine cellar. It's more of a wine display, I guess. And what we wanted to do is we kind of wanted to frame this out with marble cladding to match the rest of the house, right? And we kind of pulled it off the wall a few inches to be able to give us a nice little LED halo, which I think fits real nice.
Yeah, it just really displays the wine bottles beautifully.
Yeah.
And like I was telling you earlier before, typically a lot of consumers and designers will actually just clad the wall instead of popping this out. That's why when I walked in here, I looked at this, I was like, wow, this is actually a really good idea.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it was a lot of work because you could see each peg was individually drilled through the marble, and it's not like it's sitting on a stand or anything like that. It's actual one piece by piece by piece by piece, and then it gets hung. So.
And the other thing is that you need to make sure it's leveled throughout, right? You got 4 inches here, 4 inches here, but this slab, it's not like it's 50 pounds.
No, it's really, really heavy, and you know, the installers have a nice little trick where you'll never notice it, but there's typically a hole in each corner. Yeah. And that's where they'll put the screws in. Okay. To double strengthen the hold with the thin set, and they come back and they color match it and they fill it in, so you'll never know where it's at.
Now I want to talk about the energy efficiency of the home. Okay. Was this batten insulation or blown-in insulation, foam-in insulation? So
we went with the blown-in insulation on the exterior walls, and then we did the batten installations on the interior walls. Okay. Right, that helps more actually sound deadening than the blown-in type. And then the ceiling was all shot with foam, so it's about a 9-inch foam insulation. Okay,
so the foam was actually shot on top of the ceiling. Has it been cocooned? Correct. Or is it just on the ceiling as well?
No. It's been sprayed, shot. Okay. It's cocooned up in the attic. So wow. I mean, yeah, that's kind of the best insulation you can get out here in Vegas.
Yeah, especially the size of this home. Yeah. Okay. So what's down here?
So down this way, this will lead you into the game room / flex room. So they've opted to do a little poker table setup. This is where you have your wet bar. As you can see, these 4 corners here, this is where the pool table will go. I know you're a craps guy.
Yes, that's right.
I know that.
I love craps.
They're more pool guys, so. Okay.
And again, we have a lot of light that's coming in, and you're definitely incorporating the outside to bring it inside the house, which is perfect. I do love that. Yeah. And I want to go take a look at the other garage, because I want to see what you're using for like plumbing and all that stuff. Okay. And I think that's very important. And while we're out there, okay, I want to talk about the breaker box, okay? Typically, some of these breaker boxes are only 200 amp, 220. Did you go more than 220 on the breaker box?
So this is a 400 amp house service is what we got here now. And what we do is we have 2 200 amps. One is in a closet, sub panel, and then we have another panel where the meter is at. But this would be your additional, everything is climate controlled, as you can see, which is nice. Got a little mini split in each of the garages, and another refrigerator. Which is perfect. Just in case, you know. Okay.
Then we have the Tesla here.
It's a Tesla charger, one for each garage. And this is just this is where the storage is at. This is where the water heater is at, and the filtration. It's kind of a mess. But
well, we don't need to shoot that. Yeah. So this takes us out to the back too as well, which is really nice. And the reason why I wanted to bring up, you know, the 220, the 400 amp, because sometimes you can cut yourself short, believe it or not, right? Yeah. And I think that's important. If you're buying a home, especially at this price point, you have the right materials and you have the best upgrades as possible, and you're getting the most bang for your buck. Okay? Mm-hmm.
So coming down this hallway, you have another suite off to your right with access to the backyard as well. And on to your right here is the laundry room. So. Nice big laundry room. Okay. You got your sink, you got your washer and dryer, and kind of added a nice little touch here. If you drop this down, you can pull this out, and you can do a quick iron.
That's interesting. Where did you see this at where you were like, I got to buy this to add this in?
Man, that's a good question. I don't know where I saw this at, but I figured this would be actually really cool to kind of have, and that way you don't have to be lugging around moving around a big iron board, but it kind of makes it convenient. Something quick, throw your shirt,
Interesting.
Throw it in and drop it.
Never seen one of those before. There's another thing I do want to mention with the trims, the casings around the doors. There's no casings around the doors, which is I do like that. Gives that really smooth custom look. Yeah, so especially with the baseboards.
These are curve cut doors, door jambs. All the doors are solid oak.
All right, let's talk about this backyard. Backyard is about 27,000 square feet. You don't really get a backyard like this anymore, especially at this price point and the location of the home. First thing I noticed, backyard is completely done. Let's talk about the backyard. Tell me all the upgrades and options you have done to this thing.
So this pool by code is the largest size pool you can have nowadays with the new code. So we tried to make it look bigger than what it actually is. So we kind of added some steps because you get to actually reduce that from the actual surface area. So the more little features you put in, the bigger and grander the pool that you're gonna get. It's gonna look a lot more appealing, right? Obviously you have the waterfall. We have the waterfall edge, a spa. You got 2 more waterfalls over there. Then you got a sunken fire pit that's actually also home automated as well. So you can turn it on and off with the switch. It's kind of nice.
And I've noticed the retaining wall here. You stuccoed it.
Yeah.
And painted it.
Yeah, so we wanted to kind of make it look a little more modern, so instead of having that brown split face stone. So we wanted to kind of mask that and just do it all stucco paint so it kind of matches the house.
Okay.
Match the house color, so yeah.
Now let's talk about this right here. Where was this inspired?
So this was like a nice sitting area that you could have. I kind of wanted to outline the sitting area in grass. It kind of gives you a little more greenery, so it doesn't feel so concrete, and it gives you like a nice little sitting area, you know.
Okay.
It's not covered, so you get all the sun you need here, but we do have a covered area on the right, so
let's go take a look at that.
Yeah.
So everything is pretty much open, but then it's still kind of separate spaces where you kind of have your privacy, but it's also open at the same time.
Yeah, so this is where you would put your dining table here, you know, when you're cooking, grilling. You know, you got your built-in barbecue with the, you know, all the amenities that you need. You got the sink, you got the cooktops. And,
I think the floor plan is great because once you open this up, this is the game room, so this is where people are always going to be probably hanging out. Then we have the door to the kitchen or the main living area.
Correct.
So if you need to get stuff, you can get stuff and come out through here.
Yeah.
So it's well designed.
That was part of our main focus here, was to try to get the barbecue close to the kitchen because you're always running back and forth, you know, grabbing materials, grabbing supplies, grabbing what you need, grabbing food. So keeping it close makes it easy. And I feel like the closer it is, the more likely you are to actually barbecue. So let me take you off to the side yard here. It's rather a large side yard. I mean, you can see you have a nice little walking area. You got all the lush landscaping here with all the lighting. It kind of like pops at night, you know. All these little lights that shine up on the plants give you almost like an image on the wall, which is really cool, you know. And off here behind you, this would be the suite. So there's another suite here, bedroom suite off the side, with its own bath. And this bath actually houses the pool as well. So it's a kind of like a 2-in-1, you know, so people aren't running through your house all soaking wet.
Now, I like the fact that you put a fence line here just for the AC unit. We have 4 AC units. These are Lennox, and I believe these are probably 16 SEER units or maybe even 14 SEER, I'm not too sure. So
yeah, you're right, 16 SEER.
Is it 16 SEER?
Yeah, 16 SEERs.
So a lot of you guys, if you're not aware, the higher the SEER rating is, the more expensive the compressor is or the condenser, and it's just more efficient on your home and the cost of the running the AC unit. So it looks like this goes back to the side of the garage where we were looking at the door here.
Correct.
And we have another split unit, and that was for that garage. But I think what I really like about this is that on trash days, right? You don't want to leave your trash inside the garage. You kind of have your own privacy over here for the trash days as well, right?
Exactly. So we kind of made a little nook here for you. Leave it in the garage, starts to smell, and the heat is so hot. So I mean, nice little trail that will lead you out this way, and you could just ride them out. And we actually added another track here, so you can kind of track all your trash, leave it out there without having to lump it through the entire driveway, you know. So it's kind of nice, convenient.
All right, Alan, I just want to say thank you so much for allowing us again to tour the property.
Appreciate you guys coming, man. I mean, I love the videos. I love what you guys do. So, you know, I'm glad that you guys were able to come.
Now, you did a really good job. I want to say, like, I've looked at a bunch of custom homes, and it's all about attention to detail. And I could tell that you love doing this.
I do, that's right. I mean, it's one of my passions. I really enjoy the whole process from planning to building to finishing. It's very self-rewarding.
Now you guys probably want to know exactly what the asking price for this home, but before I tell you the price, is all the furniture included into the price?
It's not included in the price, but you know, everything's negotiable, so.
That's right, everything's negotiable. Now, if you guys want to know the HOA, the down payment, okay, I'm gonna have a link in the description below. Now, the price on this home is $6.3 million. That's roughly about $1,100 per square foot. Again, if you guys are interested, I will have a link in the description below if you want to set up a private showing. Again, there's a link in the description below. Alan, I do appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thanks for coming in. Don't forget, like, subscribe.
You're the man. All right, there we go.